Hi guys, welcome back to the tutorial. This is the continuation of the previous class, and in this class we are going to learn fundamentals of the lights. I mean, not exactly fundamentals. This is some basics. Okay, we'll also go through the completely basics to very advanced level of lighting tutorial particular sessions. But this is the continuation of the previous class. To understand the light, to adjust lights, before you need to know few things about the lights in Maya. So for that, go to the create here. Here you can see lights. Just extract this complete menu. Right here in Maya we have 6 lights. These are the main common lights too. You can find any 3D software, any 3D lighting plugin also. Maybe one or two lights can miss, or you can see extra one more light, depends on the plugin or softwares. But these are the main important lights to any 3D software. Okay, these lights are sufficient to work with the lightings and shadows and all these things, right? So here first of all you can see ambient light, direction light, point light, spotlight, area light, volumetric light. Okay, so these are different lights as you see real time. Actually, generally we are able to see all the objects, everything, colors, and trees and nature, because of the we have main light source sun, and also we have global light. Light is not light is generating sun. Also from the sky also we are also getting indirect light. So there are many types of lights there. It's very huge subject. It will take very long time to cover, but here we'll see some things like few things, something like point light. This is the point light. Sorry, this is ambient light. This is the point light. You can see here name here point light, where point light like a point, it is like a bulb. It is like a kind of small light. From that point light is eliminated. Generally it is like think about it is like a bulb. Okay, from this point you can see light is being generated, something like, think about, this is the point light. Okay, and light starts from the particular point, and at 300 degrees and 360 axis light is illuminated from the particular point in all directions. Okay, when the light is traveling, it depends on the distance. Here you can see highest level of intensity, here it is very low level of intensity. Okay, right, slowly when the light is travel, the light become very dull. The nearest object will be more visible with the highest intensity, but farthest objects will be little lighter. Okay, little darker, like that. So this is what point light, where best example bulb, LED bulb, and you can see matchbox, and kind of like that kind of. And this direction light, this is the direction light in a particular direction. It is not like point light. It is light can be started here or here, but travels in a particular direction as it shows arrows. See, for example, see, direction light has something like, this is the icon, right? Direction light icon, right? So point light, actually we know that light starts from particular point, and it travels towards other side in 360 degrees and 3 axis. But this direction light, it does not start from the point. It can be start here, it can be light can be starts from here or here or here or here or here or here. Any, it can be start anywhere, but in a particular direction. It depends on the direction, like uh, the if you put this direction, the for example in an object here, the shadow falls here only. Even if you put this direction like here also, if you replace from here to here, the shadow will be there only. Okay, the shadow does not change. When you rotate that light, then this shadow will be changed other side. Okay, but point light is not like that. If you place from here to here, this object shadow will be turned from this side to other side. Okay, practically we will see how it works. Okay, right. So this is what direction light, the light can be start from here anywhere in this space. Okay, but point light, only from this point light will be generated, only from that point. But the direction light can be generated anywhere. Okay, but depends on the direction. This is ambient light. Ambient light also like point light and direction light, but it's not like particular direction. It gives equal value to the all the objects and elements, whatever footages, I mean whatever 3D models in the scenario scene. Actually it equal value. For example, generally if you think about candlelight, when nearest objects you see very brighter, but far objects little low brighter, and very far object you cannot see even, right? Same like that, but it is not like that. This ambient light, even nearest object, very far object, equal intensity to every geometry. Okay, these all things we'll see practically. And here it is spotlight. Spotlight, it's like torchlight, right? Something like bike headlights, torch lights, and focus lights, you know kind of projection light, projector, right? Projector, generally we use for projected film in theaters and all, right? So from that particular cone you see that lighting. So this is the light will generate from the particular point. Think about, this is just a cone. Okay, light generate here, and it starts from here, generate and starts from here as per cone angle. Okay, like this. Okay, right. And this is area light. Area light, it is like a square. Right now we can also change it into something like rectangular, and like this. Generally, generally we see light from the mobile, right? You turn off all the lights in room in the night time, you only turn on your mobile, you see the lighting from the mobile, right? To generate lighting from the mobile we can use this one, and to show the mobile little brighter, that screen reverse light, we can use it. Okay, so we will also take the more classes on lighting. This is very basics, since the direction, it's where it shows from the angle, right? This is that way, you know this direction light is generated, and we can make it reverse light by turning like 180, just like this. Okay, so this is a volume light in a particular area light, something like how much border. So from light can start from the particular point and ends with a particular point. These all will see the after sometimes. These all just lights. Okay, so let me show you some kind of let me take one plane, and I take cube and sphere, and take something like Control D for duplicate. Okay, cool. So I'm just taking a not ambient light, taking a point light. Generally we see 4 is wireframe, 5 is texture, 6 is for 5 is for mesh, 6 is for texture, and 7 for light, right? So see how light, and if you generate shadow, see, this is the point light. That is what we have discussed, right? If you move the light, the shadow will change. And this closest objects, you cannot see right now, but closest objects are very brighter, and farthest objects are little low brighter. Okay, and this you can see in rendering, but same way you can also see some other direction light. We have discussed already about this. So direction light, it depends on this. See, shadow is generated, but based on the direction. Does not matter. You can keep anywhere in 3D space, but see, shadow is not being changed. Light is not. That light will eliminate from this point anywhere in space, anywhere. Okay, but based on this direction. If you turn, the light direction will be changed like this. Okay, same like that. Spotlight. Spotlight is depends on the point light, where it's matter of where you place the light, whether here or here, and the angle how it is. See, okay. This is what spotlight. There are many light settings and all that. Those things we'll check out later. I mean, again, we will discuss about completely zero to hero, all the lightings and texturing and modeling and all. I just want to show you some of workflow. These classes will understand those who knows minimum settings and light settings and texturing settings and all, how to unwrap and all these things. But beginners, again, we will go to take from the zero to hero all these classes. And area light. For example, let me show you one of small example here. I'm just taking a box. I'm just creating something. It is like a mobile kind of look. I'm just select face, control E again, this. Okay, I'm just taking some kind of point light, kind of this little very intensity kind of 0.5. Intensity means something like let me explain the brightness of the light. There is a difference between 40-watt bulb and 100-watt bulb, right? The more intensity you get, more watts, right? Like that. So the intensity, if you reduce less, you see very light, and high, it's very high. So this is what I'm just giving 0.5. That is sufficient for me. And area light, take the area light. Now I'm adjusting this area light. So area light, it depends on the direction. See, and I'm turning towards down and scaling as per display. See how it is. So we are not going to use all these things. I'm just explaining, just for intensity can reduce. Okay, main hoardings, when night mode setup, outdoor setup, there are many shops, many hoardings and all, right? So you see very bright hoardings, front of the shops, you see that their name boards and all with very high light intensity, and there we can use this. And many areas in cotton films and VFX films, and mostly we use films only, VFX to render the particular stuff. Also gaming, also we have Unity, also same lights, you see that, something like this. Okay, so again we'll see very advanced level classes in lighting from zero to hero. Okay, fine. So I hope you understand what is exactly light setup, and let's get started on new class. So here fine. For this set we are going to give light. So here I'm not using very advanced level Arnold render or V-Ray render. Here we are working with the traditional light setup only. If you are very good in traditional light setup, then automatically you can work with Arnold render and V-Ray light setup. There are very few options. If you enable those options, you will be able to get very outstanding quality in that plugins. But generating good quality in traditional light setup, it is very difficult, because you need to understand the concepts of the lights, how light works, and where to give light, where to give bake, where to give reverse light, all these things. For example, see, all till this texturing and all, our previous class. So select the camera and change the Yeah, excuse me, already we have given already. Okay, here. Well, so here we have to give lighting as per the image. For example, see what I'm doing. Generally, let me take first one render uh, to reduce time. I'm just taking little less. Okay, resolution, frame size. Okay, take a render. This is how we are light, view without lightings. So what I'm doing here, see here you can store the particular render image. Okay, once you hit render again it will be stored. You can see the previous one and after one. Okay, before one, like this. So select the particular, go to the perspective. Here I'm just taking a light, create lights, direction light. So this direction light actually already we know it travels in the particular direction only. Here we are creating only skylight. There are, see, there are generally if you go outside day mode, there are two scenarios, light scenarios. One is directly from the sun, and second thing is light from the sky. Even you can also see the very clearly when you have clouds, when you don't have sun, so that time you can also see light from the sky, environment lighting. For that what I'm doing here, now take a look. The shadows are generated, see how it is default. You can see that light setup. For that what I'm doing, select the light, and here so first of all you need to know some of the lighting properties. Since you know this is the lighting color, what color you want, something like yellow color, you can give it yellow color, where you can see yellow kind of here, and green color you can green something like that. So here lights depends on the color, what color you give it's you see that same color. Here I'm giving just let it be white only. Here I'm adjusting intensity something like this. Okay, shadows, right, generally if you take a display you can see the tree shadow and all these things, but in render you do not see that. Why? Because you have not enabled any shadows here. You have to use depth map shadows. Since it is software rendering, you have to enable the depth map shadows and resolution of the shadow. Okay, generally if you have 2K monitor or 4K monitor, you can use good graphic card and good processor and all, you can use like 2K resolution, all these things. But I'm using just 512, that is sufficient. Now you can take the render, you can see that the shadow is generated. Okay, right. Now this is not going to be main light, this is going to be skylight. Generally think about, this is our environment, house and pole and tree, right? Generally we have sky around our environment, right? The light comes from this direction, 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 and light comes from this direction, and 360 degrees and three axis. Okay, so we have to create this kind of environment in traditional light setup by using the lights. But in Arnold, any other plugins such as like a V-Ray and all, that can be generated in 1 or 2 clicks by using HDRI images. But here what technique we are using, it's very important to know the concepts and all. So here, Okay, I'm using the color. Actually sky color is this is right. For the color I'm using something like blue. This is the color I'm using. Intensity 0.35 and shadow this. Okay, and see this here. Take a render. You see that? Okay, I just want to give something like a filter size, something like 5. Yeah, 5 or 6, 7 enough for me. No need to adjust the base or fog. Right now we are not using any fog. Yeah, this is sufficient, and this is okay. And now come to the perspective. I am adjusting these lights. Does not matter how big light it is, does not matter where it is in space. I just want to make something from the top. Okay, let me make this all 0. Only g-axis can be 90. Fine, fine, this is good. Minus 90. Fine. And select the light. Control D, Control D, Control D. Okay, Control D. We have 4 lights here. Okay, then this light going to be this direction, this light going to be little this direction, this light going to be this direction, this light going to be this direction. Okay, and select all of them. Control D again. Okay, Control G and modify center pivot. Yeah, yeah, now you can see. Now we have total lights, 9 lights. Let's have render. Now you can see display itself, it is something like this. Okay, fine. And now what I'm doing here, I'm just doing different intensities, something like you cannot see it. There are clouds, there are different types of intensity. I'm giving little bit uh, differentiation, something like for one light 0.3 and other light 0.37 or 8, and other direction lights something like 0.3 4, and other light 0.36, something like this. Okay, but also in some variation in color also. It depends on this can be a little brighter, something like this can be little lighter, this can be little lighter, this can be little same here also, this can be little lighter, little lighter, little darker, little darker. Fine. Now you can go to the render. You can see how now. Okay, this is what our starting one, and this is it's matching as per sky, right? But it seems to be more, so you can adjust the color or you can reduce the color, like this as per lights. You can also name the lights instead of more bluish, reduce little bit less lighting, color intensity, right, this way. So here also I'm just something like this for all the lights. Okay, I may forget one or two lights, but you do that properly because it is tutorial. For all the lights you have to adjust, reduce the blueness color. Okay, for this also I'm just, instead of very high blue, light blue. Now you can go and see and have render. Already previous we have stored this image and now render it. Now you can see the difference between before, it seems to be more bluish color. Now you can see little bit. Okay, this way we can do it, proper lighting. So after that, what I'm, one main light I want to create as a sunlight. Again, create new light. Here you can use direction light. Make it something bigger and something like this direction. I make, let it be white color or something yellowish, kind of very light yellowish, and use depth map shadows. I'm using 1024 or something like 400, 1400. Now we can see the shadows here, tree shadows. You can also see here roof shadow also here. Okay, this way you can create something like light setup for these kind of sets. This is completely basic settings of lights and all. We will also see the advanced level lights and all, Arnold and other things. Something like this. Okay, fine. You can also generate light from the back. Then you can see shadow falling over the front. Yeah, absolutely fine. This is sufficient for it. So this way we can do light setup for rendering, and also you can give some bounce light. We need to give bounce light. See, if we have these kind of lights, even from the ground also you see the light setup. For that, what I'm doing, I'm taking this same light, Control D, duplicate. I'm giving, in this time I'm not using any shadows. Okay, it is reverse light. Generally when the sunlight hits to the ground, again the ground gives some lighting to the house, right? For that I'm using, this is going to be yellowish kind of tint and intensity kind of 0.6. Okay, I'm not using shadows and all, and direction from this way. One is from this side, one is from this side. That is enough. Okay, and just 0.35 enough for this, and 0.35. Perfect. Now we can see that render. This is the previous one. Now we can see that the ground it is giving lighting to the trees and all. Before one you can see, but I'm adjusting, I'm reducing the intensity, something like select it, sunlight, and change the direction like this. And here I'm adjusting intensity 0.22 and 0.22. Now we can see the previous render it is, and now render it. So you can get when you do more practice and when you have strong command on the all the properties where to use accordingly. Okay, you can see how it is now. You can see when it is started, and after giving lights and all, you can see here. If you have more, if you use more resolution properties and rendering settings, something like software rendering settings, instead of default give high quality, and but it will take very long time, production quality and Gaussian filter, something like all these are you know different quality settings. We have many other ray traces that we don't need right now, and I'm using little bit full HD, not this one, full HD, this one. Okay, fine. Then you can take a render. First of all, save this and take a render. It will take some time. So this is what final the how we have given light, still it is burning. Still what I'm doing here for this ground, go to the textures, there is a bump map. So here what I'm doing, Windows, modeling, and so rendering here hypershare. So this hypershade we will explain again. So here texture and all, this ground texture is there, right? We can convert, actually we have to convert this one as grayscale map, then we have to give it in bump map. Bump map is nothing but where you can see little roughness. Again we'll discuss about what is bump, normal display, displacement, all occlusion maps and all, but the same map I'm giving here in bump. Okay, but it takes the black and white values only. In the bump I'm just giving 0.25. okay, you can see the changes, how it is little more roughness, okay, on the ground. So now you can see that. So render, so this is the before one, little more. So it's very important, when you're rendering, better render in small frame only. Okay, once you feel or satisfied with that quality, then go for the big resolution, otherwise it takes very long time. Also we have area based rendering that we will discuss about. um, See that ground, it's little more roughness. Mostly initially when you are learning you can use bump and all, but in productions most of the production houses they use normal map tangent space, like normal maps are more powerful to bring this kind of quality realistic. So here I'm just adjusting tree little bit. When you have big screen you see many of you know Yeah, this is okay, fine. You can also put it in front or back, whatever. That is fine. That is up to you. So, so I'm just reducing the bump value little less. Okay, something 2 minutes. Come on, here. Sorry. Go to the where you can see 0.14, that is sufficient. So now you can see that less uh, roughness, so that is fine. So this way we can apply or lights for the scenes and all. So let's take one more render. Now we can see that this is completely for beginners. I hope you understand exactly the process of modeling and texturing and lighting and rendering. Same way you can also change that background image, like instead of day mode sky, give it to night mode sky and adjust the lights according to the night mode sky, same as we adjusted. Same, it's very simple. Change the sky into night mode and reduce that all the direction lights to very less value. Then you can see, okay, this is fine. Okay, fine. So fine. Okay, so I hope you understand. Let's continue the next class. See you next class.